Hi, it's Kamon Reynolds, and in this video, it's cold, is what it is in this video. But we're going to assemble these special boxes here. It's not just a regular deep box. We'll be showing you more throughout the season what all they do. But let's just show you how we build them first. We have a little jig right here. It just puts a little pressure when we put all the pieces. It's not perfect. We don't need perfect. We just need something that works. And we're making 100 of these. They're three-way mating nukes. They are also a two-way mating nuke. They are multi-faceted. So check this out right here. There's 3 grooves down in here where we can slide some boards. We'll show you those boards in another video. But let's throw this thing together really quick. This is a rabbet joint right here. And it's not what you usually see in the Bee Supplies, in the Bee Supply Company magazine and all that kind of stuff, but it works very well. This is what we do. It saves a lot of time. You just take a dado blade and just cut right on down there. And also, we're going to be doing a review on staplers because we just purchased this one. This is from Harbor Freight. This one's a Hitachi, which is now Metabo. Whoever changed that name was crazy. And I've run about 100,000 staples through this one, and it has been great. I am not sure I've ever had it jam. The only time I've had issues maybe is when I've hit a knot or something, which that happens to all of them. But we're going to be using this one today, and I'll be doing a review on them because this one is only like 25 bucks. All right, so we're just going to push this together here. And, well, there we go. Every now and then this one does not fire. That's one of the big things. It doesn't do it all the time, but it does happen. So I'm just shooting some into the corners to go into this board over here to give it a little more stability. Shooting over there. Basically going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to look down in here and make sure that this board is pushed up against this board good, and it is not. So I'm going to push that into there. So now it is where it needs to be. And then I can just zip on down here. I'm not very good left-handed. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and stick a couple more like that. Now I got to do the other 2 sides, and then we're going to put the exterior handles on them. I love exterior handles. They give you so much more to grab. It's easier to control the box. I just think they're better in almost every way. They want to rot because they're sticking out, and water can sit on them. But we're going to be wax dipping these, so it won't matter that much. All right. One thing I will say about this over the Hitachi is that this is quieter, which is very nice. Let's move that out of the way. Take this. And yeah, I did shoot all those. And we're just going to pop a couple more from the side. Awesome. Alright. And it didn't miss. Alright. It's amazing what, literally hundreds of thousands of staples shooting will do for you. Alright, now for the handles. There they are over there. I went ahead and took the liberty of gluing them. There's nothing fancy about them. We are going to place those right here. And one over here. Now when it comes to the handles, they can't just have staples, in my opinion, and glue. They take a lot of abuse. That's a very thin strip of wood for how heavy this will be, which I did a video on that a while ago. And a deep box full of honey is somewhere 70, 80 pound range. The reason they feel heavier than that is because they're so awkward, and that's why these handles are nice, because you can grab a lot more of the handle. I mean, when you have those normal cove handles, you're talking about maybe you're holding like that much wood. I got fat fingers. I'm not going to hardly get any of my fingers in there. And then you're able to grip this handle and then grip the top right here, and it's just so nice. You can just grab that so well. Or you can just run your hand all the way down like that. It just gives you so much more control. That's the main reason why the deeps, or any box, feels so heavy. That knot's a little pain in the rear end. Don't shoot into that. Alright. Over here to this one. And Alright, so we got that taken care of. Now definitely put some screws in these things. This wood will split from time to time with some very cheap wood we bought a long time ago. I don't really recommend using spruce. It wants to split, just like that one started to. We gotta make sure that we're not gonna shoot a screw through our grooves in there for our dividing board, so definitely make sure you don't put any staples or anything through there. And then we're fixing to put on the bottom here in a second. Alright. One there. And it just really helps keep these handles on strong. I've done it before without it. I would never put handles on without screws again. Even with the glue helps a lot. We just did a video on can you use wood glue on boxes like this and run it through your dipping system and the glue still maintain its integrity, and it does. So you've probably already seen that video if you've been watching our videos. If not, check that one out. But between the glue, the staples, and the screws, that is going to be one strong handle. So now we're going to pull this thing out. You can see the multiple entrances. We got one here, and one on the front. So we can have 3 colonies in here. And I don't know what I'm doing. Never do that, because I'm doing a video. And here's our bottom board. Now, we specifically made the box just like the 5-frame Nuke deeper. And that way, if you have a queen cell on the bottom of a frame, you can just place it down in there. It's a 10.5-inch box. And then on top of that, it gives the bees some cluster space underneath the frames and also allows them to be able to ventilate the colony a little bit better. We'll be talking about ventilation a little bit more before too long. Now, with the staples, you can't shoot them where the holes are, and try to avoid where the grooves are as well, because the last thing I want to do is create a fun job of trying to get those staples out of the groove. Misfired again. Well, isn't that nice? Misfired. Didn't fire all the way in. Wait a minute. Whoops, maybe I should have turned it off for the video. That was part of the problem. Sorry about the noise. So we're going to get that bottom now. Again, I want to use some screws for this. Well, I thought I had enough of those in there. Apparently I did not. This is a lot of things that you shouldn't do in a video. Well, come on now, baby. Well, I always like to make this exciting in our videos. We can't have it the way we want it. So now we're going to take this screw and we're going to place them in the corners and in the centers of the boxes. One thing I've noticed is I wax dip these boxes. The bottom boards want to bend a little bit, warp with the heat, and if you just have the screws and no glue, and I'm not going to glue that whole thing, but the screws will keep it to where it stays strong on there. So I'm just not a huge fan of the staples by themselves. Now the screws aren't long enough where it's going to go down into that hole. Well, I went down into that hole. Right, there's that. So what we're going to have here, Dustin, you mind grabbing me some of those dividers?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I don't really need that. Or do I? I do. Way to think. It's like pulling teeth, except no one screams. Won't have to use any expensive gas. All right, so let's slide a couple of these bad boys down in there. And we're going to be dipping all of this. We've got to kind of clean out a little bit of the burrs over here. One section. And 2 sections. So we're going to show you in future videos how to keep the bees in their own compartments. Also how you can put something over the top, feed them through the top, or if you decide, you know what, These colonies are getting a little bit bigger. I've only got 2 in here. One of them didn't work out. Clean it, come back. We still want to use all those bees. You can bind them together. And now you have the option of overwintering. Got a piece of wood down in there. There we go. Overwintering 2 4-frame colonies. Or, I mean, you can even just have one over here and have a small one, 3-frame, and then you can have one that's a little bit bigger because it's just got a crazy awesome queen or something else happen. Sometimes when those swarms come back, they bring a little bit of bees with them. It happens from time to time. So beekeeping is crazy and dynamic, and you always got to stay on your toes because things change, whether it's new pests or new experiences. So we'll try to show you our experiences, and if you have any questions, leave them below on this, but we will be doing more videos on this setup and showing you how it works for us. So 1 down, well, we got about 90 more to go, 180, something like that. We're making 100 total. We'll see you in more videos.